Dabo Swinney and Graham Neff basically took the case against Ole Miss for tampering, wrapped it up in a little box, put a cute little bow on top, and laid it in the NCAA's lap. Now, what's the NCAA's next move? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think about it, and you're not going to like it at all. And if it makes you feel better, I don't like it at all. But I'll get into that in just a second. Welcome to the channel. I'm telling you, I hope that you are nice and warm tonight. Hopefully you have power with this ice storm moving through the upstate of South Carolina and other parts of the country. So I hope you're doing well. So if you love talking Clemson football, even in times like these, I hope you will subscribe. I'm this close to 10,000 subscribers, y'all. 10,000 subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed. It is free, and I hope you'll pass it along. Also, I want to send a special thanks to Section 103 for sponsoring the channel. Now, they dropped their Clemson collection back on December the 3rd, and I am telling you, it's just incredible stuff, y'all. It is just absolutely incredible stuff. These are designs based on Clemson traditions. We're talking Howard's Rock. We're talking Clemson House. We're talking about even the Clemson blue cheese shirt and sticker. And there is something for everyone. Everyone in the family, your wife, your kids, your grandkids, whatever, yourself. Go over to Section 103 and use the promo code located below this video. The link is below the video, and the promo code. It's a one-time use code for 10% off your entire order. It's Tigers10. Use it, and I'm telling you, you're going to thank me. Go over there now. Check it out. You will thank me. So, again, I appreciate them sponsoring the show. Now, if you're new to my channel, I want to catch you up to speed. I call it like I see it. And you're like, oh, wow, there's a lot of guys and gals on there who does the same thing. I am clean, but I don't mince words. I'm respectful and I'm civil, but I'm sorry, I'm going to call a spade a spade. And in this scenario, I'm looking at the reaction from the NCAA. I'm looking at it as we speak. Dabo Swinney sets this tampering case. It's an open and shut case in the lap of the NCAA. And their VP of enforcement said the institution will, quote, investigate any credible allegations of tampering and expect full cooperation from all involved, as is required by NCAA rules. And I'm going to tell you this, and I want to say this. I don't believe that everyone at the NCAA is bad. I don't believe that every person over there is crooked. I don't believe that every person over there at the NCAA is awful or bought. I think it would be wrong of me to overgeneralize like that. In a lot of organizations, whether public or private, there's a lot of people who works for organizations who there's some questionable things that's went on, but they are not questionable human beings. That's their job. And they try to do it as ethically as possible. But the NCAA has failed so many times. And it started way back when they were over-regulating things. And by the way, that wasn't too long ago. To where now you can have a major infraction and seemingly nothing happens. So as I was getting ready for this video, I thought of about several examples that I wanted to give, and I'm going to give two. First, when we think about an organization doing things the wrong way, we always think about like really, really bad scenarios. Like something really grotesque or something. Okay. I don't see it that way. No, no. I mean, yeah, of course, if it's there, but a lot of people they don't realize that the NCAA overregulated for many, many years. In fact, probably someone who's watching right now, they were texting me earlier today. Their son, in fact, their children played in college ball, and all the crazy things, the guidelines that their kids had to go by, and it was complete and total overreach. That is not okay. Overregulation of anything is not okay. So, Brian, you're saying we don't need regulation? No, didn't say that. I said overregulation is not good. And you need to accept that. When someone could not accept a soda without being scrutinized, that's overregulation. That's not benefiting anyone. It's not helping anyone. I'm sorry, it's not. On the other hand, no regulation is bad also. And it's us human beings who are terrible at extremes. And you're like, extremes, explain yourself. We're either overregulated or there's no regulation at all. I don't want no regulation. Or I want all the regulation in the world. The more regulation, the more happy I am. I'm thrilled. You find more regulation and government overreach or policy overreach or organizational overreach, and I am thrilled. Even if you're not bought, you just love the ego trip of being able to say, I'm the one who says yes and no. And today, just because I've got an itch, I want to scratch it with a no. And there's no good reason behind it. Now we're looking at, they have rules. They say they have rules. They say it. And I know someone out there is going to make this comment, and I agree with you. Well, when the NCAA goes to take a stand now, they get sued and they lose. I agree with you. Here's the problem. I don't think that this litigation-thirsty approach would be so prevalent had they not set themselves up as the buzzkills that they've been to so many athletes, no matter the sport, no matter the school, no matter the conference. It's like they asked for it. So there's that. There's a meaning somewhere in the middle. Here's the other part that I want to make very clear, and I said this earlier. I don't believe that everyone at the NCAA is dirty. I don't believe that every person at the NCAA is unethical. I don't believe that, but I am going to tell you this. I do believe that there's a lot of people in that organization who is bought off. I really do. I believe, and I said this in my reaction to the presser the other day. I said that I believe that Clemson could be the target of an investigation just because they raised their hand and said, they cut in line. We've all been trying to we're trying to do the right thing. You say you have a rule, no cutting in line. They cut in line. I have the video of it. I have me warning them, don't cut in line. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that maybe you were tired, you weren't paying attention, maybe you've had a bad day. And I get it. We've all done things that we're not thrilled about, but I'm telling you, if you walk back there and get in place, like the rule says, I'm not going to say a word, but if you continue, I'm going to say something. I think Clemson's going to pay for this. The NCAA thanked Graham Neff, and Graham Neff talked about this, for turning this in, because most people, all they do is complain about it. That's all they do. They just complain, but they never come forward. Do you want to take a wild guess why that may be, that people don't come forward? It's because they know they'll have hell to pay if they come forward. And probably some of them know. Some of them know that somebody's bought off. And I believe that with everything I am. Again, I'm not saying every person at the NCAA is dirty. So if you work at the NCAA and you watch this video, A, you probably could care less what I think. And B, I don't believe that everyone is dirty there. It's a dirty organization, unfortunately. It is. Dabo said this in his press conference. He said, this shouldn't take 3 months, 6 months. This should take like 3 days. Get the kid's phone. You'll see the text messages. You'll see the timeline. End of story. And by the way, you can go on a phone and you can erase messages all day long. You can destroy your phone. You can destroy the SIM card and everything. All you have to do is subpoena the carrier. They'll give you the history, every text message that's ever been sent. Boom, there it is. Oh, don't worry, Luke. You can keep your phone. You can keep your phone. We don't even need to see it. I don't think anything is going to come of this, folks. Credible. Okay, they could look at Ole Miss and go, don't y'all do that. Or else we'll get really mad. What will it take for you to get really mad? Do you have to back over someone with a vehicle? I mean, this is terrible. And I'll tell you straight up, too, I'm seeing comments from people going, hey, Dabo, you're whining. You're whining about there was a major rule that was broken. It's just like massive. This affects everybody. That's one thing that I totally agree. It was either he or Graham Neff or both of them said, this is not about Clemson football. This is about the college game. And if you're sitting over in the corner and you're like, you know what? I'm not a Clemson fan. You're like, you don't like Dabo Swinney. Okay. But if you pull for a college team in any sport, this affects you. And you need to get that through your head. More people needs to get on board with Dabo Swinney right now on this issue. This issue. Well, you know, Dabo, he doesn't like the transfer portal, and this is the way that he's taking it. Hey, listen. Still doesn't matter. Tampering is tampering. Good grief. I'm going to get into the comment section here, say hello to a few people. Willman, Pete Thamel had the best take. We need to check that out. It's good to see you, Willman. Big John, smoked pork. Good to see you, Big John. Big John's a big supporter of the channel, been a big supporter of the channel. Thank you so much, my man. This will either make or break the NCAA. I suspect they will leave with their participation trophy, but they need to stand up like men. Yeah, I just don't believe they're going to do anything. It's good seeing here. Adler, it'd be nice to see the NCAA actually do something for a change. Yeah, I agree with you. This is technically a war waged against not only Ole Miss, but LSU as well, and in turn, the corruption of the SEC. Good to see you, my man. Hi, Brian. Good to see you, Stephen Dixon. Keffer Cromer says basically the NCAA is just taking care of the SEC. I wouldn't doubt it. Stanford Dabo's process, which brought us 2 national championships, and stand for the youth of our nation. Good to see you in here. Woody Henson, good to see you. Go Tigers. My question is that it is easier to drop the hammer on Ole Miss than on Michigan. Ole Miss may be perfect to make an example of. I agree with you, because Ole Miss, the only reason that they're relevant right now is because of the guy that they were so thrilled to tell him he couldn't coach in the bowl game or the college football playoff. They're playing this big moral standard down there in Oxford that they stood up to Lane Kiffin. Well, here's the thing. If you felt so bad about Lane Kiffin, if you didn't like Lane Kiffin, if you have an ethical or moral objection to the way he handles things and he's handled things in his career, you sure didn't seem like you had a problem with him when he gave you 4 10-plus win seasons in a 5-year period, when in the past 49 seasons prior to him arriving in 2020, you only had 3 of those seasons. Everyone's watching. Everyone is seeing what Ole Miss really stands for. We don't want Coach Kiffin to stick around because he's going to go over to LSU and he's going to tamper with our players. Dabo Swinney called out the hypocrisy of Ole Miss there. I saw it. You saw it. We all saw it. That is. Listen, if folks out there, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you're watching me right now, you're mad at me. I was actually pulling for Ole Miss. I didn't buy into all the things with Kiffin because you hired Kiffin. And I laid that out, pretty much laid that out about as well as Dabo Swinney laid it out for the NCAA. If you're mad at what I said, it's just you're mad that I'm right. But Ole Miss has made themselves look terrible. And what Big John is saying about Michigan is one of the winningest programs in college football history, and they're only 2 years now removed from the national championship. Even with everything that went on, they're still only 2 years removed from the national championship. Ole Miss would be one for them to go out. Danny D. Rock Mahaffey, good to see you, my friend. Hey, brother, shout out my friend. My cousin's son plays for the Clemson baseball team, Trent Steiner. Did I say that correct? What's up? What's up, Trent? And what's up to the cousin? Good to see y'all. There should be consequences, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's just one of those classic slaps on the wrist that the NCAA gives Ole Miss. Yep, that's what I fully expect. The NCAA right now is like a growling, big, aggressive dog with absolutely no teeth. Stephen Dixon says, I believe LSU is already corrupt. And you believe Kiffin will leave LSU within 5 years? Yeah, if the other team's called Alabama. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, folks, let me see this. JT Brown getting in here. Look, guys, it's really simple. Dabo cares about Clemson. He stays in his lane and only calls out what affects Clemson. Folks, that's 100% true. He said, if you mess with my players, I'm not going to let this just slide by. And he told Jordan Sarles to communicate to Ole Miss, listen, your coach has been a head coach for like 4 weeks. I'm going to let this slide. But tell him to cut it out or I'm going to turn him in. Thank you, JT Brown. Thanks for supporting the channel on a monthly basis and with a super chat. Man, you're just so generous. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to leave you with this thought as well. This press conference that Clemson had after they turned in Ole Miss to the NCAA was not only an update to the Clemson community based on what was going around, based on the rumors of Ferrelli's here, Ferrelli's not here, where's Ferrelli at? He's missing. Oh, he's in Oxford. Dabo Swinney did that purposely to put pressure on the NCAA to go, you know what? I went through the proper channels. I said what I said to you guys. I opened up the investigation with y'all. I turned this over to you with a nice little bow on top, cherry on top. I did your work for you. It's basically like me turning in someone who went in and robbed a convenience store, and I warned them not to do it. And I have the text messages proving that they were going to do it, and I told them not to do it or else I would turn them in. And that person goes into a convenience store, looks up at the camera, which just in this moment conveniently can pick up audio, and the person names their name out who's holding the gun, takes the gun, fires it into the drywall just to prove it's not a toy, that this is actually a legitimate thing. This is a legitimate weapon. And he lays this in the police's lap, or in this case, the NCAA's lap, saying, look, here we go. Here we go. That's what he did. But he went to the media to put pressure on the NCAA. That was a very smart move. That was a very, very, very smart move by Dabo Swinney, Graham Neff, and whoever got into their ear and said, you need to do this. I don't know if it was their idea. I don't know if it was a lawyer's idea. I don't know. But that was on purpose. I'm going to get in here. Walla K8B, good to see you in here. Said $20. Thanks for the $20 super chat. It's very generous of you. I'm independent, so it supports the channel. Thank you. I care more about the 30-year-old version of these guys. That's great. That is great. And listen, I care about these guys as well. I care about their long-term. I care about the type of degree that they get, if it pays well or not. So we should all want to care about the best version or the best opportunities for these guys. And right now, allowing players to be tampered with is not okay. It's not okay. And if any of these players go to the NFL, they can't do this. Thank you for supporting the channel. Sad to hear all the prominent talking heads around the country talk about this. They all acknowledge it's tampering, but they all end with everyone is doing it, so nothing will happen. Yeah, that's what's sad. Well, everyone's doing it. Call the names. Well, we're not going to call the names. Why? Because are you afraid that the NCAA is going to come after you? You insulted one of their friends, and now they're going to come after you? That's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that there's an intimidation going on here in the NCAA, and that's the reason that there's a lot of coaches out there going, hey, they stole my kicker. Fill in the blank, stole my kicker. He wasn't in the transfer portal. Hey, they took my quarterback. That's what I think is happening. JT Brown, Dabo has repeatedly said why he dislikes the portal, and well, here we are. Yeah. And you know, my take on the portal, my criticisms that I've had of Coach Swinney has dealt nothing with the portal. It has been coaching hires. That's been my biggest beef with Coach Swinney. And I think that Coach Swinney could win a lot more. I do agree he could win a bunch more national championships if he wants to, but he's going to have the coaching staff that will actually develop the players and scheme and so on. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm all in with Dabo Swinney on this one. He's 100% right, and I support him without hesitation. Last comment, yes, they are afraid to speak up. Yep. Absolutely. Folks, leave in the comments section. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Why am I right? Why am I wrong? Whatever. I want to know. It would be great to hear from you. Also, don't forget to go over to section 103. The link is below this video, and check out all of these designs. Use the promo code also below this video, a one-time use code for 10% off your order. And subscribe if you haven't already. It is free. Y'all take care of yourself, and as always,